Hello, it's Michael here from the Bearded Candle Makers. We're starting a series of videos off with our first one being all about candle safety and how to burn a candle properly so that it lasts for as long as possible. You may have seen before, if you've had candles, sometimes you burn them and only burn down the middle of the candle and you're left with tons of wax left. There's a few easy solutions and steps you can take to make sure that doesn't happen and that your candle lasts for ages. So the first one is obviously you start off lighting your candle. When you light your candle for the first time, it's really important to burn it for about 3 hours or until the entire surface is all liquid. So if you imagine you may burn it for half an hour and there's a small melt pool in the middle, and you blow it out and you go and light it again, that little pool of melt wax, it creates a tunnel effect where the candle flame just tunnels down and you're left with tons of wax around the outside of the tin, and it's a bit of a waste. So the big thing is to only burn it for about 3 hours to begin with, blow it out, and that means that when you burn it each time thereafter, that there melt pool that's reached the edge of the tin means it'll burn down really evenly and really steady for you for the remainder of the candle's lifetime. To ensure that it keeps happening, every time you burn it, try and burn it for about 2 hours. If you burn it for less than that there, sometimes that tunnel effect can happen. But if you burn it for a steady 2 hours, maybe 3 hours each time, you're good to go. Another really good tip is if you ever notice your flame flickering loads, so the ones here we have are quite steady. Sometimes your candle can be sitting there, there's no draft, but the flame's going crazy and it's flickering all over the place. What that means is there's a carbon buildup. So the carbon buildup happens with all candles. If you imagine the wick like a straw, and it's putting the wax up into the straw, and that's what creates the flame. Sometimes it gets clogged up, and that clogging it's called carbon buildup, and it means that if it's on the wick when you light it, the flame can't get good purchase, so it's flickering around as if there's a breeze going. You don't get as much out of the candle, it doesn't burn so well, and there's a very simple solution: just blow it out, allow it to cool, and then just with your finger. You can buy sort of really fancy wick trimmers, but the best thing to do, use your fingers, just pinch it off like that there, and you want it down to about 5 mil. And when you light it again, you'll get a perfect flame, super steady, and that means that the candle's going to burn down really well for you. And it's all about making the candle last for as long as possible, and those two things are the main things you can do to ensure that the candle lasts for as long as possible. If you notice, a lot of candle safety labels will say when you get down to your last sort of 5 to 10 mil of wax at the bottom of the candle, you're best just to stop using it because you need a bit more depth not there for the candle to work well. The best thing to do then is to pop a candle in the freezer, let it cool, let it freeze up overnight, take it out, and you can chip the wax out really easily, and you're left with a really clean tin. You don't need to you can use it there for recycling, you can use it to plant pots, whatever you like. But the wax itself can then be reused as a wax melt. So if you've got an oil burner, you can crumble the wax up, put it into the wax burner, and you get another good few hours of scent from the remainder of the wax. But it's a really good idea to stop burning it when you get to the very, very end. More of a safety thing, because the flame is very close to the bottom. There's a little amount of wax left. It can get very, very hot, and your container gets very, very hot then too. So once you get down to the last few mil, you're best just to blow it out and then just recycle the container and use the wax up as you like. But yeah, they're the main things. If you follow those two guidelines, your candle's going to last for hours longer.